Hi guys, I'm Nomads and welcome back to Shadows Awakening. Now we are fighting once again with another boss from the story, which means that you technically cannot skip this boss. However, before you're gonna start the fight with him, you will have an option to talk your way out of the fight. I'm not exactly sure of the consequences if you do so, so I prefer to stay loyal to my city, spoilers, and I actually picked the fight with Zaar. Now, Zaar is not exactly a super difficult boss. He's way easier comparing to Dermak in my opinion, and he's way easier comparing to the gigantic spider boss as well. However, he also have like a little bit of a gimmick in his fight. Now, the fight will begin with you challenged by the champions of Zaar. Those guys are like just normal normal monsters, normal troops, a little bit pimped but still normal. The best way to deal with them is just turn into the Devourer and stun them, and then pick your main hero and basically deliver as much damage as that is humanly possible. Remember that there's one melee fighter and two archers, so if you feel like it, go for the archers. I just went randomly every try and that was not big of a problem. Just remember that the Devourer stun eventually will end, so we have to enter once again the Shadow Realm and finish them off like later on. There's no penalty in this case for entering the Shadow Realm, so just take your time. Try not to use too many HP while you're fighting with them. The real fight with Zaar begins as soon as you're gonna deal with his guards. That's where the real problem starts as well. First of all, we'll start with the abilities of Zaar. Now, Zaar has a, let's say, burst ability. He will concentrate his skills for like a little moment and then he will deliver a heavy blow using his axes. You want to try to run away from this thing. When you see his animation to start, you will recognize this thing by his weapons glowing. If you see these weapons glowing, that means he's probably casting his burst ability and you just want to step aside or maybe try to stun him. Try to do something not to get damaged, because this is something that's gonna deliver heavy damage towards you. Another ability that he will use immediately even after starting the fight with him is a stun. He will glow one of his weapons and after a short delay he will throw it. If you're gonna get hit by this weapon, you get stunned. I highly recommend not to get so, because he will very easily get through you and he will start delivering heavy blows. The thing is with Zaar is that he is not tanky, but he is very good with delivering damage. He's basically a glass cannon, more or less. The thing is that normally in a fight like this, you probably could try to go into the Shadow Realm and stun him, which I highly advise. However, Zaar took some caution on that thing, because as soon as you're gonna teleport into the Shadow Realm, after a short delay, in the middle of the arena, there's gonna be additional ad. Let's call him like the Spirit Shaman. Basically, this guy is immortal. If you're gonna kill him, after a short delay, he will respawn once again with full of his HP. He will probably try to do a little bit of damage to you, but the biggest issue with him is that he will cast two different totems. A green totem, which will heal him and Zaar as well, and by heal I mean basically in 1 second Zaar can easily get from almost death to back to full HP. And also a blue totem. The blue totem is gonna drain all of your mana if you're gonna be standing within its range. How I did it is that I only used the Devourer stun ability. This works like this. As soon as I want to deliver damage to Zaar, I've transformed myself into the Devourer. I've pressed as soon as I could the stun ability, and then I transformed it as soon as the casting animation ended. I've transformed it back to my normal realm. Using so will basically block the Spirit Shaman from casting totems, but just to be sure, try to keep Zaar as further away as that is humanly possible from the Spirit Shaman as well, just in case. Now the thing is that Zaar at some point he's gonna get to low HP, so his abilities will change a little tiny bit. Basically he will get a new ability, which is like Wolf Spawn. You will see the animation is like a little different. After a short delay he will spawn like a wave of wolves behind him, so try to avoid that thing by, of course, stepping aside. Running away is not an option because the wolves will eventually catch up with you. Another thing is that his burst ability have changed. In the beginning of the fight, when he casts the burst ability, he will basically stand in one place. He won't try to move, he will just deliver damage. After you lower his HP, I believe, to 50% and lower, his burst ability will also move with him, which means that after casting the burst ability, he will basically dash forward like crazy. So try to keep your distance and try to damage him only when he's stunned and when you have like your full buffs up. For example, with my case, this is the Barbarian King, so I have two different buffs. I stun him with the Devourer, I transform back to the Barbarian King, I activate both of the abilities, and then I deliver shitloads of damage to Zaar. After that, if you don't feel like it, you can try to transform into the Iron Golem, which is very tanky, very healthy, and you can try to stun him once again. Or you can try to use the health pool of the Iron Golem in order to get your distance from Zaar, if needed. The fight is not super heavy, it's not super hard actually, it's actually quite easy as I said. So yeah, even though that this was done on the highest difficulty, I don't think a lot of people will have a problem with him. Just remember, try not to get too much of a beat up with the guts at the beginning of this fight. But anyway, I don't know what's gonna wait for us next time, but I'm guessing that next time the bosses will actually get a lot of harder, so can't wait to see that thing. But for now though, I'm gonna leave it as over here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you liked the episode, please subscribe a lot. I'll see you all in the next video.
That soul is mine!